Hey YouTubers, welcome back. Mike B here. Got a video that I promised I'd make you a long time ago, but I haven't gotten to it until now. It's lovely winter up here in northern Wisconsin. It's a heat wave today. It's 31 degrees, so we're gonna stand out here and enjoy the weather. That's why there's all the snow around, and hopefully most of it melts. Anyways, enough about the weather and the lovely state of affairs. We got the model 1903 rifle here, and I've made a couple other videos that feature this particular rifle, and it's a really good example of what a correct World War I example would look like. A lot of these were used in the First World War and then rebarreled, rearsenaled, upgraded with a new stock and other equipment like the swoop back bolt handle versus the straight one, which is correct for pre 1919 models. Anyways, the 1903, like you probably know, but I'll still go over a little bit of the history, was introduced in 1903 and was chambered in the 3003 cartridge, which was like a 30-06 shell casing, but it had a 220 grain round nose bullet, and it was a little bit heavier than what this rifle was actually going to be better at shooting. So in 1906, they came out with the M2 ball ammo, which was, or no, that was, I'm sorry, that they came out with the M2 later, but the 30-06 cartridge with the 150 grain Spitzer bullet, full metal jacket, and thus became the cartridge, the 30 caliber, adopted in 1906. So a lot of these rifles that were made before 1906 were rebarreled or rechambered to the 30-06 cartridge versus the 30-03. And this one was made in July of 1917 based on the serial number. It's a Rock Island. It's not a Springfield. Both Springfield and Rock Island did manufacture these during the First World War and a little bit before. The barrel date is 7/18, so this is all original, not tampered with at all, not updated, not re-arsenaled. Don't know if it was actually used overseas in World War One, but it's an example of exactly what a rifle would have looked like with the straight-handled stock, the finger groove, the high hump handguard. It goes a lot higher than the later models that are kind of more tapered. It's got the good old target sight that we'll get into in a little bit, and the rest of it's just like a standard 1903 action, which is pretty much a direct copy of the Mauser 98 action. And in early years of Springfield's manufacturing these, Mauser actually sued the company because it was an infringement on their copyright and their patent. And eventually they quit paying royalties to the Mauser factory because international trade law said, yeah, you don't have to worry about anything outside your borders. So they ended up stopping to pay royalties. And then during World War One, obviously they weren't going to pay royalties to Germany. But anyways, there's a brief little history on this gun. We'll get to shooting it today. I've shot this before, and the barrel's still got plenty of life left in it. It's pretty cool. And we'll get to that. I've got my World War One tunic or service coat and belt on, just to kind of give it a little added effect. Little thing about the bayonet is they had a 16-inch model, the 1905 model bayonet. This is a reproduction, but they had the wood handles on it, and just goes on the end of this rifle like that. So now you've got a little bit more distance. Even though the rifle's a lot shorter than a lot of the European rifles of the time, you still get a little bit of distance and reach with this. So that's pretty cool. And I guess we'll get to shooting this today. We're going to be using the Privy Partisan M2 ball ammo that's optimized for the M1 Garand. We're going to be running it through this thing. And we'll be shooting between 25 and 100 yards. I'll explain the sights and everything that you actually need to flip this up to shoot closer distances. And then we'll see how this thing groups and shoots. So for close range, like I was saying in the last little segment, you have to flip this sight up. And if you kind of zoom in on this, get in close and show, there's a little aperture sight, and then there's a V-notch above that, and there's another V-notch above here. It's a really precise sight, typical of the late 19th century design, and they implemented this on a 20th century rifle. It's a good target sight, but as far as being a battle sight, it's really not the best because it's so precise. And for within 100 yards, you have to move this elevation ladder all the way down to 1, and the battle sight is 547 yards. So you're going to be shooting really high within 100 yards when you're using the battle sight, which is why you got to flip this up for less than 100, which is what we're going to be doing today. So that's why you see a lot of videos. If you ever seen videos of guys in World War I that are fighting at relatively close range, like in the woods, they're going to have this ladder up because they need it to shoot closer. Otherwise, they're going to miss, and it's going to go right over the enemy's head. So, all right, I just fired a few rounds to make sure the zero was still on, and it's pretty much where I want it. So I've already got 3 hits on the 25, 2 in the head, 3 in the chest. So we're going to go out to 50 really quick, and we're going to see if this thing is still on. It should be relatively close, but like I said, I haven't zeroed her in a while. All right. Yep, looks like just a tad high and to the left, so we're going to move the sight to the right. It's really weird on this rear sight. This is the windage knob. If you need to move your impact right, you want to rotate this back sight right. If you need to move the impact left, you do the opposite. It's really kind of confusing at first because this is a little bit different than most elevated sights of that time because it is adjustable for windage, but that's how you do that. So I needed to move it a little bit to the right, which I did. Now it's fairly square. So we'll see where this one hits. Looks like it's more centered. It's shooting high though. It was fine at 25 because the bullet hasn't started to arc yet. But at 50, when this thing's at set for 100 yards, we're hitting about 5 or 6 inches above where I'm actually aiming, which is kind of interesting that these things were sighted for that long of a distance. That one I kind of pulled to the right. The elevation was good, but yep. I'm gonna do the last one. I'm gonna try to hit the head, so I aim a little bit below it. We'll go check out the target really quick and see how we did. So this is what we've got for the 1903 at 50 yards. Mind you, like I say in all my videos, I'm not a group shooter, so the groups are going to be sporadic. I pulled these two to the right, so the elevation's kind of where I need it. It's shooting a little bit high, like I said. But these three were all in the same area. So not bad. We're going to let Danny Boy do it at 50 yards now, and then we'll try to move down to 100 and see what we can do there. So I don't think, Dan, you never fired a 1903 before, have you?
Nope.
So this will be his first rodeo. It's a good good cherry popper, proverbial cherry popper, a 1918 Rock Island. So this will be his first 1903 experience. Nice. You're about 1 o'clock outside the, I think the 10 ring, or the 9 ring rather. I think you Robin Hooded that one. It's a damn nice group. Fire 10. Try to put these in the head, so aim it like the neck.
Oh, but I've been aiming at a specific spot.
Yeah, you got a good group. Now try for his head, a smaller target. You're gonna shit when you see your groups.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, there's 10 rounds. We'll go down. You can see this thing. Well, what was your first reaction on this rifle?
I like it
a lot. As a left-handed shooter, is it pretty comfortable?
Yep, the bolt doesn't bother me at all. Nothing gets in my way. I'm actually a fan.
All right, we'll go down and look at your target. Here's Danny Boy's target. He was doing the same thing I was doing, kind of shooting right a little bit. So we're going to adjust the sight to the left just a tad, and we'll try and hit these targets on both of these targets, which look really small at 50 yards. This is about 3.5 or about 4 inches, and we're going to be using open sights, of course. So we'll try and hit those, and we'll fire, I think, 5 at each one, and then call her good and come down and check the targets. Okay, so this is going to be the 50 yards at the little targets. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. Move the sight a little bit to the left, so we'll see if it was just us shooting right or the actual rifle itself. probably missed that one. Man, action's just like butter. I'll fire 5 at the other little circle on there. Then we'll let Danny Boy do it, and we'll go down and assess the damage. Shit, the damn thing fell. Gotta make sure that's tight. Okay, Danny Boy's turn. Thinking Dan might have some better luck if he's dressed more appropriately.
Wait, which one?
The 2 little ones, like
gotcha.
top by the head. Start with whichever one you want. Put 5 in each one.
Can't even see that shit.
Just aim a little bit below it. Helmet cam.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of faith in that group.
I see a couple hits on there, so don't sell yourself short. Put 5 in the other little one. I think you actually hit more than I did, so.
Can't even see that far.
Get your eyes checked, son.
I'm fine. The Army said I had 20/20. They're never wrong.
Wow, the concussion on this thing is impressive.
I like it. Makes me feel big.
Alright, let's go down and assess the damage. I don't know what the hell was going on with me. On that one I was hitting to the left. On this one I was hitting way left, so I guess we got to adjust the damn sight back for me.
Sight's fine.
Yeah, for you, because your first damn group, holy shit, you got 3 in that little spot, and you'd probably pull 1 or 2.
Probably 2.
And then, yeah, you've got a decent little... I mean, that's pretty good for, like, open sights that are actually kind of hard to use.
That is a tiny, tiny aperture.
Yeah, it's very... So, we'll go down and adjust the 100-yard targets, and we'll start taking our time, and then we'll do some fun shit. So, 100 yards. Do that little tiny aperture. This should be fun. This will be a little boring. I'm probably only going to do 10 rounds, and we'll let Dan do 10 rounds, then we'll get to some cool bounding stuff, or not bounding stuff, but like standing up, walking, that kind of thing. Like I pulled that one. I'm actually going to do 5 because this thing's starting to get pretty hot, so it's getting that haze, like mirage thing going on with the heat. So, yeah, we'll see, I guess, after Dan shoots. So we got Danny D-Gaff over here. Gonna do the 100 yards. Take your time on this 5. Go for grouping. Okie dokie. Go check that out and then we'll have some fun. So here's yours truly's target. 3 out of 5. Or 4 out of 5. Damn, I did get 4. One didn't hit. So, yeah, obviously I'm not good out to 100 yards with that thing, which sucks.
Neither am I.
Probably better actually not sitting. Sitting's like my weakest position for whatever reason. Shooting position, not sexual position. Before any of you comment on that, I know you will. All right.
Digging yourself a hole, bud.
Yeah. So Dan got 4 center mass. I don't know where the hell the 5th one went.
Neither do I.
On mine either. So yeah, now we'll stand up at 50 yards and I'll tell you the rest in the next segment. All right, here we go. Standing up 50 yards. For a little bit added kind of disadvantage, I'm going to actually throw the bayonet on so it's a little more unbalanced, if you will. It's actually a lot more unbalanced. So I'll be standing up. I'm going to load from the pouch right here. This would not happen, but I need to keep these clips. Okay. Bayonet falls right off.
Yeah.
Last round. Okay. That's a reproduction bayonet. It's not an original. I don't think I did very well. It's really a bitch with the bayonet on it. I got a couple on target, I think, but that's pretty hard to do with the wobbleness, and you could try it with or without.
Let's try it with.
Okay. All right. Dan's going to try it now with the bayonet on. Is it not locking? Oh, there it goes. Same thing, 10 rounds. You could use the battle sight, you just got to aim at the bottom of the paper.
Oh, God.
So.
What the
Yeah, wait till you see how wobbly it is with that bayonet on it. Doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Not feeling very confident about that.
I got a couple on paper.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
Oh, you're gonna switch it up. All right, moment of truth.
Let's see.
Holy shit, so out of 10 rounds, I got 3 on paper. That is not good at all. I should have probably used the battle sight like Dan, which I'll probably do now on this target. But yeah, looking through that aperture with the bayonet on there, that's, yeah, you don't have enough reaction time. It takes forever to draw down. So this is Dan shooting left-handed, which is his normal shooting hand. I don't know what the hell that is. Maybe you hit the paper from the side when it curled up. You got a straight up headshot right there, which is awesome.
Sheer dumb luck.
Yeah, and then you got 2 good hits shooting left-handed, and then you switched it up and did right-handed. A little more sporadic, but still on target.
Yeah, you do have to aim unreasonably low.
For the battle sight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
feels weird.
But yeah, so he was actually, so you got 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, so you did better right-handed, to tell you the truth. Kind of weird, but I'm gonna try the battle sight really quick on the unused target. This will be the battle sight instead. All right, assess the damage time. 6 out of 10 on target. I was literally aiming down here, and it's hitting that high with the battle sight. So I should have been probably aiming a little lower even. That's insane. I mean, you can see the offset right here. The sight is really high on the barrel compared to where the barrel is actually located. So there's a pretty decent offset. So that's probably why it's zeroed for 547 yards. Yeah, we could probably do some more of this standing fire. I'll try to hit some more of these targets and try to zero in where the battle sight's actually hitting. So do that, and then I think we'll wrap the video up. This will be the last iteration. It's going to be slower fire than what we just did. I'm going to actually see how low you need to aim at 50 yards to hit in the bullseye on those targets. So I'm going to take it kind of slow and just kind of gauge where this thing's hitting with the battle sight. By the way, Swedish Mauser clips work great with this. Okay, so I'm going to go about 6 inches below the paper. Didn't hit the bullseye.
Going right or left?
Sorry? Oh, I'm going on the right side, one on the right. Then I'll aim lower. God, is it really hitting that damn high?
Ah!
Sorry about that.
That's right off the damn knuckle.
Do 5 more and that'll be it.
Well, the extractor works.
Oh yeah, works great. So I can't see any on the red, so I'm gonna try to maybe bring it down even farther. What do you think?
We'll see where that weird piece of tape is.
Yeah.
How far low from that were you shooting?
Like I was shooting below the orange a little bit and then up.
Ooh,
like,
that's too low.
all right, mid-range orange I was also shooting, and then yeah.
Stick closer to that tape.
Okay. Oh, that one went right in the bullseye.
Still aiming at the tape?
Yep. Yep. You see where I'm hitting now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you only need to aim about 8 inches below your target.
Well, let's go measure.
Yep. So yeah, to hit right there in the bullseye, and here I shot a little bit lower. I was holding about right here, which is about an entire foot. So about 12 inches low at 50 yards, so I'd assume it'd be about the same at 100 for the battle sight, which is 547 yards. So if you're wanting to use the battle sight on your 1903, a foot below your target within about 100 yards. So I don't know anything past that, what you need to aim, but we figured that out today. So, all right, we're gonna wrap up this video really quick with this gorgeous piece of weaponry. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a little bit longer, but I think this rifle deserves that. And the history behind it, this thing was used from 1903 until the Vietnam War, when they were using these as sniper rifles. And it's one of the most sought after and coveted by collectors in the United States, at least. The 1903 is a great, fantastic rifle, and I really like it. It's pretty cool to have one, like I said, from World War I era that hasn't been updated. Nothing wrong with the World War II ones or the 03 A3s or any variant of this. I just like having the original, like the granddaddy, you know. And yeah, it's pretty neat. So this thing is super hot right now. We're gonna let it cool down. It already had a crack in it when I bought it there, and then a little crack right there. Don't want to make them any bigger. But yeah, what'd you think of this, Dan, overall?
Honest to God, 9.5 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10?
Yep. To get 10 out of 10, it's got to shoot for me.
Yeah. So you're really liking this rifle?
Yeah, I do. I really wish I had the money for one right now.
What do you not like about it?
That tiny little aperture.
Yep, the sights.
God, it's like looking through a needle eye.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but once you get it, like, just to kind of show you how small this little aperture is, like, if you can see that, it is microscopic. It's about 1.5 millimeters wide. And yeah, it's really, and it's on the, you know, it's on the barrel, it's not on the receiver, so it's a really long relief, which makes it a lot harder. If it was back here, it would be a different story, because you could actually see through it and it'd be a nice battle sight, but then it wouldn't be as precise, because it actually lines up almost perfect with that front sight cover. Little circle is about the circumference of the aperture back here when you line it up, which makes it really convenient. But it's also really hard because it's tiny to the eye.
Yeah.
But so yeah, no, this is a good rifle. Yes, I would recommend you get any variant of this that's not sporterized and shoot the hell out of it. They're great. This ammo today that we used, the Privy Partisan M2 ball, it's optimized for the M1 Garand, performed exactly how it should have. It was us screwing up today and not the rifle, which is 99% of the time the case. Yeah. I'm sure in more capable hands of somebody that's got their breathing down and it's not 31 degrees out here, it would be a tack driver and group. I have grouped with this rifle before and it did group very well and I took my time, but I didn't want to sit there and bore you with an hour of slow fire, so that's why we didn't do that. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't already, if you could like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That would be really cool. I like making videos like this, and if you guys watch, it makes it even better and more fun. So, and also I have a link to my Patreon in the description, so if you consider supporting me on there, that'd be really cool. If not, absolutely cool as well. But if you want to click on that link and check that out, that'd be fantastic. So thanks everyone for watching, all my viewers past, present, and future, and we will see you next time.